Hi guys, welcome back to another video of GreatStack. Today in this video we are going to create one awesome web page header section using HTML and CSS. As you can see on my computer screen, on this web page we have this navigation bar with this logo, some menu links and one button. And in the background you can see this gradient color that makes this website more attractive. Here you can see we have the text which is animated. This animated text looks very beautiful. Then we have some buttons and text, and we have one feature image. This navigation bar is sticky. It means when you will add more sections on the web page and scroll the web page, then the navigation bar will be fixed at the top of your browser. This web design is completely responsive. Let me open this web page in small screen, so you can see how it looks in mobile devices. So here we have this logo and this menu icon. When I click on this menu icon, it will display the menu links with a smooth animation. When I click again, it will hide the menu links. We have created this toggle menu using very simple JavaScript. And this text is animated. So we will create this awesome web design step by step using HTML, CSS and very simple JavaScript. So let's start this tutorial. Here we have this folder, and in this folder I have created one index.html file, style.css file and one folder with some images and icons that I will be using on this web page. You can find all these images download link in the video description. Now let's open these files with code editor, which is Visual Studio Code. This is the index.html file where I have added the basic HTML structure. We have the meta tag, then title and link tag that will connect the HTML file with the style.css file. So this is the style.css file where I have added the global selector and added margin padding, box sizing and font family. Now in this HTML file, let's create some HTML tags. So first we will create the navigation bar. So here I will use the nav tag. In this nav, we will add one image that will be for logo. So let's add the file path, images/logo.png. This file is available in our images folder. And here let's add a class name, logo. After this logo, we will add some menu links. So we will add UL and LI. So first menu link text will be home. Now just duplicate it and we will change the name. After adding the menu list, we will add one button. So here I'm adding the button, and the button text will be get started. And in this button we will add a class name, navbtn. So after adding this, let's open our HTML file. So come back to the folder and open this HTML file with any browser. So you can see this web page. Now we can open this web page with the live server. Here we will select open with live server. So it will refresh the web page automatically whenever we will add any changes in the code file. You can see again we have the same web page, but the URL has been updated. Now let's come back and we will add one icon in this button. So here we will add one img tag and write the file path, images/ this will be arrow white.png. After adding this, let's add the CSS. So here we will copy this nav and come to the CSS file. For this nav, we will add the CSS properties. So for this navigation bar, I have added position fixed top 0 left 0. So it will be fixed at the top whenever you will scroll the web page. We have added the width 100%, display flex align item center and justify content space between. So it will align the contents side by side, and there will be equal space between the logo, menu links and button. Then we have added the padding and border bottom. So there will be one line at the bottom of the navigation bar and Z-index. So whenever you will scroll the web page, this menu will be always visible. After adding these CSS properties, let's come back to the web page and see the changes. Here you can see we have the logo in the left side and button in the right side. and we have equal space here. Now we have to align these lists horizontally, and we will add some space also. So let's come back. Here we will add nav, ul and li. So for this list, let's add the CSS properties. Here we have added list style, display, margin, font weight and cursor pointer. So you can see now it is aligned horizontally. Next we have to change the font. For that, let's come to Google and search for Poppins font. Open this Google font website. From here you can select this 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, and in the right side you will get these links. So just copy these links and come back to the HTML file and place it here. Before this closing header tag, just place all these links. And now let's come back to the Google font website, and here we have the CSS properties. Just copy this one and come back to the CSS file. Here we will place it at this line: font family, Poppins and sans serif. After adding this, you can see the font has been updated here. After that, we have to change the size of this logo. So let me come back, and here we will add the CSS. So for this logo, we will change the width. After that, you can see the size for this logo looks perfect. Next, we will add the CSS for this button that is in the right side of the navigation bar. So let's come back to the HTML file, and you can see we have the class name navbtn. So we will add the CSS for this class name. For this button, I have added the background, then color. This will be the font color. Then we have added the font size and added padding, that will be space inside the button. Then border 0, outline 0. Then I have added the border radius of 40 pixels so that it will be round from the left and right side. After adding this, you can see the changes on the button. Now in this button we have this icon also that is inserted using the img tag. So we will add the CSS for that image. So here we will add img. And for this one, we have to add the space from the left side, and we have to change the width. After adding this, you can see the size for this arrow icon looks perfect. Now we have designed this navigation bar. Next, we have to create the other contents like text and images. So let's come back to the HTML file, and here after this closing nav tag, we will create one div with the class name header. So let's add the CSS for this header. Just copy this, add it here. Now for this header, we will add the CSS properties. So for this header, I have added the width and minimum height. Then I have added the linear gradient color in the background, and padding that will be 10% from left and right side. So after adding this, you can see we have the gradient color on this complete web page. Now we will add the text and buttons. So let's come back to the HTML file, and within this header, let's create one title in the h1 tag. So here we will add h1, and here we will add the text free, and we will add the line break. Freelancer. We have the line break here. After adding this title, we will add one div that will contain two buttons. So we will add one div with the class name btn container. In this btn container, we will add buttons. So let's add the button tag, and here we will add the text. Request callback, and there will be one more button, or you can say link. It is no more. And after that, here we will add one text in p tag. So this is the text. After adding this, let's come back to the web page again. So you can see the title is behind this logo, so we have to change the position, and we have the buttons here and this text. So let's add some CSS properties. So let's come back to the CSS file, and in this header we will add display flex, justify content, center, and we will add the flex direction column so that all the text will be vertically centered. So after adding this, you can see these contents are vertically centered. Now we have to increase the font size of this text, and we will add the line height. So let's come back, and here we will add dot header h1. For this h1, we will add the margin from the top to add some space, and font size will be 13, viewport width, then line height will be 11, viewport width. After adding this, you can see the font size and line height for this text is looking perfect. Next, we will add the space above this button. So here we have the class name. Let's copy this btn container class name, add it here. Here we will add the margin of 20 pixels from top and bottom, left, right, 0. Now we have some space around this button. Next, we have to design this button. So here we will add dot header and button. For this button, we will add border 0, then outline 0, display will be inline flex, align items center, font size will be 18 pixel, and margin right 20 pixels, so that we will get a space between both buttons, and cursor pointer. Here we have added display inline flex, align item center, because in this button we will place the icons also, so that the text and icons will be aligned horizontally. Here you can see we have only text, so we will add the icons also. Now we need different background color in the first button and in the second button. The background for the second button will be transparent, so we will add the different class name. So here we have two buttons, right? So in the first one, let's add the class name btn dark, and in the second one we will add the class name btn light. And here let's add the icons also. So in the first one we will add the img tag and write the file path images/phone.png, and here in the second button, after this text we will add the img tag, write the file path images/arrowblack.png. So we have added two icons. You can see we have these icons here. Now we will add the CSS properties for the dark button. So let's copy this class name btn dark, place it here in this CSS file. So for this button, let's add the CSS properties. In this button we have added the background and color. Then we have added the padding. This is from top, right, bottom and left. In the left side we have added 30 pixel. Then border radius of 40 pixel. In this one we have the icon also. So let's add the class name, then img. In this one, let's add the width. The background will be white for the icon. Border radius 50%, so it will look like a circle. Then we will add the padding of 10 pixel and margin left 30 pixel. After adding this, you can see the first button looks good. Next, we have to add the CSS for the second button, which is BTN Light. So just copy this class name BTN Light, add it here, and here we will add background transparent. Text decoration will be underlined, and in this one we have the icon, so we will add the img tag, and for this image the width will be 20 pixel and space from the left side, so margin left 10 pixel. So this no more link is looking good. Next, we will add the CSS for this paragraph text. So here let's add dot header and p. So for this p tag, we will add the maximum width. It will be 360 pixel and font weight will be 500. Now this text looks good. After adding this, we will add one image on this web page. To place the image, let's come back to the HTML file, and after this p, here we have the p tag. So here let's add img tag, write the file path images / user.png, and in this one we will add the class name user img. So we have this user img class name. After adding this, you can see we have this image here at the bottom. Right now you can see when I scroll the web page, this text goes behind the navigation bar and these logo and menu links are not clearly visible. So we will change the color of the navigation bar when we will scroll the web page. So let's fix this one first. So in this HTML file, just above this body tag, we will add a script, and here we will add the JavaScript. So in this one, let's add window dot on scroll is equal to one function, and here we have to change the color of the navbar. So first let's select the navbar. Here we will add let navbar is equal to document dot query selector, and in this one we will add nav tag. So it will select the navbar using the nav tag, and here we will check the condition. We will add if, and we will add window dot scroll by. If scroll by is greater than 0, it means we have scrolled the web page. Then what will happen? From this navbar, it will add style background, and in this background let's add this color code, and here we will add the else. If the window dot scroll by is not greater than 0, then what will happen? It will become transparent. So again paste it and make it transparent. That's it. After adding this, you can see if I scroll the web page, these links are clearly visible and this logo is also visible. And this navigation bar is sticky at the top. Now we will add the CSS properties for this image. So let's come back, and here we have added the user img class name. Let's add this class name here in this CSS file. So for this user img, we will add the width, that will be 80%, and we will add the maximum width. So the maximum width will be 500 pixel. Then we will add the position absolute and right, so it will be in the right side, so it will be at 13% space from the right side. and this image will be at the bottom, so we will add the bottom 0. That's it. After adding this, you can see the perfect position for this image. After adding all the content on this website header section, we will add the animation on this text. So we will add the animation in two parts. First, it will animate the first line, then it will animate the second line. So let's come back to the HTML file. Here we have this text in H1, which is freelancer. So here let's add one span tag, a span open and closing tag, and place this free inside this span like this. Now after this break, we will add again one span tag, and in this span open and closing tag we'll add the second line of text lancer. So we have this first span tag, this second span tag. Now we will add the CSS properties. So let's come back to the CSS file. Here let's add one comment. So you can understand, from here I am writing the CSS for the animation. Here we will add dot header, h1 and span tag. Let's add the background, and in the background we will add linear gradient and the same color code, that is black. After that we will add the background, repeat, no repeat, then we will add WebKit, text, fill color, so it will be transparent. After that we will add the WebKit, background clip, it will be text. And after applying this, you can see there is no change here, but if I apply background size 50% like this, so you can see only half text is visible from first line and second line. If I reduce, let's say 25%, you can see only 25% text are visible. If I make it 0, so the text is hidden. So we will use this to animate this text. So let's come back, and here again copy this one, paste it here, and here we will add the CSS for the first span. So we will add first child, that will select the first span only. So in this one we will add the animation. Let's add the name of the animation. It will be text color 1. This will be for 2 seconds, linear, infinite and alternate. It means first it will display the text, then it will hide the text using this alternate. Now after adding this, we will add the keyframes for this. So let's add the keyframes for this text color 1. Here let's add 0%, and at the 0% this background size will be 0. Now duplicate it, and here we will add 40% and 100%. So at 100% it will become 100%, and at 40% 100%. So what will happen? Initially the background size will be 0, and after 40% time of this 2 seconds, the background size will be 100%. So you can see the animation in the first line, right? Now we will animate the second line. So here let's duplicate it, and it will be last child. Here we have added first child, this is last child, and here we will add text color 2, and we will add the keyframe for second one. So let me duplicate it, and here we will add text color 2. In this one the size will be 0 at 0%, and here at 40% it will be 0, and from 40 to 100% the size will increase from 0 to 100 like this. So after adding this, let's refresh the web page, and now you can see both lines are animated. First it will complete the first line, then it will start animation in the second line. Now we have created the animation also. Next we have to make this web page responsive for smaller screen. So let me change the screen size so you can see how it looks in a smaller screen. Right now this logo is too big, and here we have these links and button is not visible. So we have to remove this button, and instead of that we will add one menu icon, and these menu list will be hidden. It will be displayed when we will click on the menu icon. So let's come back here in this CSS file. Here let's add the comment. So here you will understand I'm adding the media queries for navigation bar or nav bar. So in this one let's add @media only screen and max width 600. So within this media query we will add the CSS properties that will be applicable for the small screen whose width is less than 600 pixel. So here we'll add the nav UL like this, and we will change the CSS properties. So in this UL we have added the position absolute, width 100%, added the background and color, left 0, top 100%, text align center. So you can see this menu links are displaying just below this white navigation bar. After that we have to hide this button. So let's come back, and here we will add dot navbtn display none. Then we have to change the size of the logo, so we will add nav dot logo. So let's decrease the size, width will be 150 pixel. So here we have the logo only and these links. Now we have to decrease the space between these links so it will come in the single line. So let's come back, and here we have the CSS for nav UL. So let's add the list also. So nav UL li. So for these list we will add the margin 10 pixel, and we will decrease the font size 14 pixel. Now it is coming in single line. After that we have to add one menu icon. Using that icon we can display or hide the menu links. So let's come back to the HTML file, and here we have this button. So after this button we will add one icon. So here above this closing nav tag we will add img tag, write the file path images / menu.png, and we will add the class name menu icon like this. Save this and come back to the CSS file. Above this media query is starting from here. So here let's add dot menu icon display none. So this menu icon will be hidden. If I come back to the web page and open this in full screen, you can see there is no menu icon. If I remove it, you can see this menu icon is visible on the desktop screen also. That's why here I'm adding display none outside of the media query. So it will hide it from full screen. Let's open it in the small screen. So in this small screen you can see still menu icon is hidden. So we have to display it in the smaller screen. So let me come back, and here we'll add this menu icon in this media query. Menu icon display will be block, and width will be 30 pixel. So you can see the size for this menu icon is perfect and it is visible on a smaller screen, and when we open it in full screen, the icon is hidden and it is visible in smaller screen. Next, we have to add the click feature on this menu icon so that it will hide or display this menu links. For that, let's come back, and here you can see we have UL. So in this one, we will add the max height 0, and we will add the overflow hidden, so the links will be hidden. And here we'll add the transition also, transition of max height 0.5 seconds. So when we will increase the max height, the links will be visible again. So after adding the max height 0, you can see these links are hidden. Next, we have to increase this max height using JavaScript whenever we will click on the icon. So let me come back to the HTML file. So we have to increase this height of this UL. So in this one, let's add one ID. We will add the ID menu links like this, and we have to add the click feature on this menu icon. So on this menu icon, we will add on click and call one function. Let's say toggle menu. Here we are calling toggle menu function. So let's define this toggle menu function. So in this JavaScript, here only we will add space, and let's add function toggle menu like this, and we have to select that UL. So let's add let menu links is equal to document dot get element by ID, and place the ID that we have just inserted in the UL tag. So we have selected the menu links. Now for this menu links, we have to add a new class name or remove the class name. So we will add menu links dot class list dot toggle, and here let's add a new class name, that is show menu. So what will happen, whenever we will click on the menu icon, it will execute this toggle menu function, and this toggle menu function will select this menu links, that is a UL tag, and in that one it will add the show menu class name, and if it is already there, it will remove that class name. It means when you will click the first time, it will add the class name. When you will click again, it will remove the class name. So let's add the CSS properties for this new class name, that is show menu. So what will happen, we have to increase the max height. So just add show menu, and here let's add max height of 60 pixel. That's it. After adding this, again come back to the web page and let's click on this menu icon. So you can see it display the menu links with smooth animation. Let's click again, it will hide the menu links. So you can see this toggle menu is working fine for this smaller screen. Next, we have to add the CSS properties for the header content, which is the text and this image. So let's come back to the CSS file, and here let's add the comment again. And here I'm adding media queries for header content. You can add the media queries here only, but I'm writing it separately so you can understand it clearly whenever you will open the code file. So here again we'll add another media query, and here let's add dot header, and in this one we will add min height auto. Earlier we have added min height 100 VH, so we will set it auto for small screen, and we will remove the padding also. The padding will be 0. After removing the padding, you can see these text are coming from the left side. Right? Now we will add the CSS properties for this user image. So here let's add dot user image, and width will become 100%. Then right auto, earlier we have added the right like 13%, so we will set it 0, or we can set auto, and we will add position relative. After that we will add margin from top, that will be 100 pixel. So after adding this CSS for the user image, you can see it is coming here, right? Next we have these content here, so we will insert all these text buttons and this paragraph text in one div, so that we can set the position at the bottom. So let's come back, and here in this HTML file we have this h1 text, then these buttons and this paragraph. So we will insert all these things in a div. So here let's add one div, and let's say the class name is header content, and here in this header content we have inserted this title, this button and this paragraph text. After adding this, you can see there will be no changes here, and there is no changes on full screen also, but we can add the CSS using that new class name for all these text, button and this paragraph. So let's come back and copy this class name header content, place it here in this media query, and for this one we will add the CSS properties. So after adding these CSS properties, position, absolute, bottom, padding, z-index and padding bottom, so you can see the position for this text and button is perfect. Next we have to add the CSS for this button. So let's come back and we will decrease the space. So here let's add that class name dot btn container, and in this one we will add the margin of 5 pixel 0. Earlier it was 20 pixel and 0. After that, for the individual buttons we will add the CSS. So here we will add dot header and button. So for this button we will add the font size, that will be for both buttons, and margin right 10 pixel. So you can see the changes in the space and font size of the button. After that we will add the CSS for the dark button. So let's add dot btn dark, and here we will add the padding. We will decrease the padding, and we will add the margin bottom, and in this dark button we have one icon also. So let's add the img tag, and we will decrease the width. So after adding the CSS, you can see size for this request callback button is perfect. Next we will add the CSS to decrease the size of this arrow icon for the second button. So for the second button, the class name is btn light, and write the img. Here we will decrease the width and margin left. So the size for this icon is also good. Next we have to increase the size for this font. Let's come back, and here we will add dot header h1. So for this h1 we will add the font size of 70 pixel and line height of 60 pixel, margin at the bottom. So after adding this, you can see the perfect size for this text freelancer. Now you can see this text is overlapping this image, and the paragraph text is also overlapping this image. So sometimes it is difficult to read this text clearly. That's why we will add one colored layer. So let's come back, and here we have the header content. So in this one we will add the background. So we will add the background, linear gradient, and just add transparent. From top it will be transparent, and at the bottom it will be white. That's it. After adding this, again come back to the web page. Now you can see the bottom is white, and you can see this paragraph text is clearly visible. So finally we have made this web page responsive for a small screen, and it is looking very nice. And let me open this web page in full screen. Here also it is perfect. So finally we have completed this responsive web page design using HTML, CSS and very simple JavaScript. I hope this video will be helpful for you. If you have any question, you can ask me in the comment section. Please like and share this video, and also subscribe my channel GreatStack to watch more videos like this one. Thank you so much for watching this video.